Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Shots Fired Podcast, DFW. As usual, and as always, you got your boy Big Joe.
You got your boy Julio the Non.
Got your boy J Had
running the ones and twos in the background there. Appreciate you, J Had. We're
behind the glass.
Behind the glass.
You know?
Yeah.
Don't pay attention to the man behind the curtain. Don't pay attention to him.
There you go.
We're coming up on a big week this week, boys. It's Dallas versus Philadelphia in a battle of the NFC East. We've got two teams that are looking to establish domination, assert their will against one another, and what's become more of a rivalry. To me, the rivalry used to be Dallas and Washington. Washington's kind of been a bit of a letdown over these last couple of years. Do you think Dallas takes Philly as seriously as Philly takes Dallas?
That's according to what we've heard so far, and that's from both sides. Both teams are taking themselves very seriously. So I would say, with this being a conference game, with this being, even though the Eagles are 7-1 and the Cowboys are 5-2, in my opinion, I think that this is an important game for both teams. And that, again, as any Cowboy fan knows, this is an important game. It is a conference game. It is a rivalry game. So it's super important to both teams. And this will basically show us who the top of the NFC is, or the NFC East, at least, anyway. So, yeah, I think that both teams are taking themselves very seriously. As we know, the Eagles have been squeezing by wins, even though most of the media has been putting it that way, as that they're squeezing by wins. But at the end of the day, we've always said a win is a win is a win. So it doesn't matter how you put it. They are 7-1. They've only lost one game this season, and the Cowboys are 5-2. We lost to the 49ers, and we lost to the Cardinals. So I think it's a super important game for both teams, and hopefully, and I'm gonna say, as an avid Cowboy fan, that we will beat the Eagles. Fuck the Eagles, because I hate that team more than any other team in our division. That we're gonna stomp the shit out of them. But that's my opinion.
Jay, what do you think? Do you think Dallas fans take Philly as much of a rival as maybe Philadelphia fans take Dallas as a rival?
Yeah. I mean, it's the rivalry never died. It didn't go anywhere. I mean, we're going into their house and we have to win on the road, right? We know how normally that turns out. Doesn't turn out well in our favor most of the time.
Right. We definitely do play better at home.
At home, yeah.
So, I mean, we'll see what it's looking like. I know Julio said that the Eagles are basically, squeaking by the skin of their teeth, but they do have an exceptional offensive line.
They do.
They've been playing pretty well from what I saw, the tail end of games that I've seen. They're playing well, and I feel like they're playing for Jason Kelsey to get his ring before he retires. So I think it's going to be a close game. They do take us seriously. We take them seriously, I think. But I also think that we're riding a little bit too high off of what we just came off of. I mean, we all we can do is just wait and see what What team shows up this week?
That's a solid point, Jay. Is with the Cowboys, you'd like to see consistency. You'd like to know what product is getting put out on the field from week to week.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think that that's the biggest thing that we struggle with so far this year is just consistency. We've been tested once this year, and that was against the 49ers. Everybody considered that a litmus test, and we failed miserably. So this is our chance to right that wrong, exercise a bit of that demon, and show the league that we are legit.
Because this is the next big test, right?
Absolutely. This is to see who's really lead dog in the NFC East.
Right.
That's the big thing here is you can talk about it or you can be about it.
Right.
And Cowboys want to talk about it. Let's be about it. Let's put the league on notice. The entire NFL. Hey,
Right.
we
This is who we
stumbled.
are.
Right. We stumble, but this is what we really do.
Yeah.
Well, we do it sometimes and other times we don't. And
right.
I mean, you look at some of the guys here on the graphics, man. Emmett, Troy, McNabb, Reggie. Those are names, like those are guys, you know, that we saw growing up. Randall Cunningham, not pictured. You know, Mike, Dawkins. I mean, you
Charles
had
Haley?
all, huh?
Charles Haley.
Charles Haley. Like those are the guys you remember, and you're like, oh man, those guys. T.O. when he played for Philly. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and he played for Dallas too.
And he played for Dallas. So I mean, there's so many
straight dogs.
names. Yeah.
Dogs. Just
and
dogs.
You think about it now, and it's like with the NFL kind of softening up, is it really the same kind of rivalry? And I think that is something that we're looking to reestablish is those blood feuds, like teams you can't stand. Like you circle those games every year, and you're like, I can't wait to play those guys because we're gonna punch them in the mouth. That's what I want to see Sunday.
I think you said it. You said it best though. And with the league softening up just a little bit, not a little bit, a lot of bit. It kind of takes away from the game because you know we were expecting a war back then in the 90s. It was war. It was, you know, you're gonna see blood on Troy's jersey. You're gonna see blood on Donovan's. You know, no one came out.
I remember Michael getting hit playing in Philly, going head first into the turf, not moving.
Yeah.
So that ended his career, fam, and people were celebrating that. Like that's how cold it was back then, man.
Yeah.
And that's why for me personally is the reason why I hate the Eagles so much is because whenever we play against the Giants, whenever we play against the Commanders now, formerly the Redskins, you know, I never saw that animosity between two teams. I never saw oh yeah, let me cheer because so and so got hurt or because this person is no longer able to play or whatever the case may be, right? Whenever we play the Eagles, it almost seems personal. And I think one of the biggest things that recently kind of rekindled that emotion for me was that I saw a TikTok recently where Des Bryant is talking noise to, I think it was Brian Dawkins at the time when those two guys were still playing, and he was basically, you know, barking at him and he was barking at Dez, and you know, and then it shows highlights of that actual game where we won that game, you know, while we still had Tony Romo and we still had Des Bryant, and we won that game, and you could see the raw emotion, the pure hatred between the two teams. And that was one thing that even I myself got to experience because I got to go to one of the games when we played against Philly back when Texas Stadium was in Irving, and I got to go to one of those games. And when I went to that game, I still remember leaving the stadium, even though we won the game. I remember leaving the stadium and so many Philly fans talking so much shit just because, even though they lost the game, they were still talking shit, talking about the Cowboys suck, fuck the Dallas Cowboys, this and that and the other. And it is still to this day, it boils my blood just to know that those fans hate us that much, that I hate
To this
them just
day.
as much as, exactly, to this day, I still hate them that much, man, because of the fact that they're as much as media attention as we get as Cowboy fans, especially diehard Cowboy fans, that, oh, we're over the top, we're overboard, this and that and the other. You know, Philly fans can be they're on par with us, bro. They really are on par with us. They love their team. They're diehard fans. They go above and beyond for their team, especially when they love their team like that. And it just rubs me the wrong way. Really rubs me the wrong way, to where I'm like,
So now you know how everybody looks at the Cowboys fans.
I don't give a shit.
Well, you do, because you're like, well, everybody hates us and everybody talks about us, and then in the next
but
breath,
nobody
like,
talks about the Eagles.
They do.
Why?
They do.
Only Eagles fans do, but the rest of the nation talks about who?
Nah, they do. I've heard
No.
some.
The rest
I've
of the
heard some
nation talks
news
about who?
you'll never
outlets.
win this argument, Jay. You'll never
Nah,
win
no,
this
we won't.
argument.
Come
I
on.
know.
You won't win
I
this.
know. I won't.
Who
This
does the rest of
guy's
the nation talk
a
about?
Dallas Cowboys apologist, and you know how it
Okay.
is. You know how it is.
I mean, there was a whole.
I'm always called
news-
crazy when I say we're gonna win, and then we win, and then it's like, oh well, we knew that this team, whoever we played, they kind of suck. It doesn't really matter.
Who says that?
You know, everybody does.
We don't say that.
Everybody. Oh my god. Okay, sure. That's what you want to stand by. If that's what you want to
By the facts?
back
Yeah, I'll
yourself.
stand by
Okay.
the facts.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
I mean, I thought that's what this show was. We had
That's what I thought too.
integrity. We had integrity, and then you.
And I always say we're gonna win, and then
you
y'all call me
shit all
crazy and
over
laugh
that
in my face, and
integrity
then
when
you
you're like,
always say,
Cowboys are number one in the power rankings, no matter
Eh?
what. I'm like, yeah, there goes all our integrity.
"Wow, okay, sure."
Jeez.
And then when we are what?
And then when we are what? And then when we're not what? Exactly. Shut the hell
we're
up.
still number one.
Golly.
All right, exactly.
Who are we? Ramses? Ramses is the best over here?
Yeah, we're the best all the time.
Okay. Take another hit of that cocaine, buddy. Can I say that? Can I say that on here? Probably not.
No, I don't think you can say. I'm sure YouTube has something against that.
I know that.
We'll
I know
edit
that
that
Michael
out.
Irvin will approve.
Stay off drugs, kids. Stay off drugs.
I know
Say
Michael
no.
Irvin will approve.
Yeah,
and
like
so
on the
will
water
Michael
boy.
Irvin.
And that
Just
leads
say
me to my
no.
next point. Don't do drugs.
Do not do drugs. They're bad for you. They rot your brain.
Uh-huh.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Anyway, so yeah, man, I'm excited to see this rivalry. I'm excited to see what the Cowboys do. Now, I will say this: if we go out there and we crap the bed, where do you go from there? If you're the Cowboys and you're down, you lose to Philly here. Where do you go? Because there ain't that many games left. There's 17 weeks. We got to go 17 games. So we're week 9. Where do you go after that? Now you're making up a lot of ground at that point and hoping Philly stumbles, which Philly's got a tough schedule. But if you're the Cowboys and you lose here, how do you regroup?
I don't want to hear this is our year. We're going to the Super Bowl. If we lose this game, I don't want to hear that shit. Pack it up. Let's focus on next year, okay? I look, just be realistic. If we get beat, we can't lose too many more games, okay?
No,
we can't. It just can't happen. And if it does happen, be realistic and just, it wasn't our year. We're not going to make it. This is year 29 now that,
29.
We're going to be sitting at home again.
28, 29, yeah. Since we haven't won since 95. and this is 23 going into 24.
Yeah.
Here's my thing is I was kind of upset this past week because the trade deadline came and went and we made 0 moves. And that's what really pissed me off because I'm like, Jerry, quit flipping saying that we've got the team to just win it all.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is this team shown us, consistently shown us to make you feel like, oh, we're just head and shoulders?
Well,
like where we're at.
Yeah, I like where we're at.
According to the speaking heads, which I know that we don't take a lot of stock into the speaking heads, which
you do.
No, I don't.
You do.
Because
you always bring them up.
No, because look, the one person that hates the most on the Cowboys, which we all know who that is, that's Stephen A. Smith. The one person that hates that much on the fucking Cowboys, especially because of the diehard Cowboy fans like myself that always say that we're going to win the Super Bowl, that we're going to go all the way, that we're going to make a run and this and that and the other. That same guy is the one that said the Cowboys actually have a chance to make a Super Bowl run. He said it himself. He was like, the Cowboys have the team that they need. No, wait. The Cowboys have the team that they need in order for them to make a Super Bowl run. Now, will they do that? Of course, in Stephen A. fashion, as always, he's always going to say, will that happen? No. More than likely, they're going to fall short. Why? Because something always happens. Something always comes up. They fall short every single time because of one thing or another. It's either going to be the offense that fails or it's going to be the defense that fails towards the end of the season. And come the postseason, we're going to look like shit. So again, that's always what the speaking heads will say because of the fact that, and I agree, and again, not to say that I don't agree, but we've seen in the past, again, like you always say, what have they shown you to prove to you that they can make it to the next level?
Absolutely nothing.
Right. And so, you know what I've heard now this week from Joy Taylor and Shady McCoy is, you know, Cowboys are, I wouldn't be surprised if the Cowboys won. Why? Because Philly has not been playing very well.
No.
They're not looking dominant. Cowboys, when they win, they're beating the tar out of people, fam. It's not even close. So to hear them say that, I'm almost like, okay, so you're hedging your bet now. Like, well, we talk all this shit about the Cowboys, but what if they win? We're gonna look dumb. So let's be like, hey, I wouldn't be surprised if they win. And then if they lose, it's gonna be like, oh, we knew they were gonna lose. We knew they were gonna lose.
So I'm gonna ask you guys the same question I asked a bunch of my coworkers at work. I asked them the exact same question. I said, especially the guys that are
just ask the question. Ask the question.
Okay. So in your opinion, do the Cowboys win this weekend? And what would be the score?
Jay, you want me to go first?
You go ahead. You go ahead.
All right. I guess we're wrapping up this segment right here with our predictions.
With the prediction?
Per Don's definites, I'm gonna go.
My God. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm gonna go. Cowboys win 27-21.
Okay.
Damn, it's gonna be close.
It's gonna be close.
Okay.
Go ahead, Jay.
Eagles 35-17.
That's a blowout.
That's a blowout for real. Okay. So just real quick before I give you my score, the three different people that I asked, one said that it would be 27-21, just like you said, Joe, that the Cowboys win. Another guy said that it would be 24-23, Eagles win. And the last guy said that it would be 21-27, Eagles win as well, even though that they're Cowboy fans.
Okay.
In my opinion, The
Oh, we already
Cowboys
know
will
what your
win.
opinion is. Cowboys are
The
going to
Cowboys
win.
will win. Yeah, of
Right.
course, the Cowboys are going to win.
Yeah. Even
And
in the
it's
bye
going to
week,
be
Julio was like, Cowboys are definitely winning
the
this week.
Cowboys will win. Yeah, exactly. The Cowboys are going to win, and it's going to be 17-13. Cowboys win. Because we all know, we all know that every divisional game, no matter who we're playing, whether it be the Giants, the Commanders, or the Eagles, is always going to be a tough game. It's never going to be a blowout game, even though we already saw the Cowboys lay a 40 burger on the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think we've played the Commanders yet, so
No.
can't say that what we would have done against the Commanders, but
Well, they traded their star defensive pieces, so
yeah.
I'm
So
not
we'll see
scared.
we'll see what happens. But
Right.
again, those are always tough games. So for
I
me,
mean, hey,
17-10, Dallas wins that game.
at least they did something.
I thought you said it was 17-13.
Oh, 17-13. Sorry. 17-13.
Bruh.
My bad.
At
Bruh.
least the Commanders did something.
Yeah.
Unlike us.
Yeah. I mean, I
So
wouldn't call that great something, but
Well, what did they do to help themselves?
got more draft capital.
yeah.
Maybe they'll pick up a
Look, man,
good quarterback in the next draft.
y'all don't watch college football, but I do. And there's some great quarterbacks out there that are gonna be coming out this year. So
Okay.
Good to know. Good to know. So with that being said, guys, we do appreciate you taking the time to watch this. We are going to move on to the next piece of the show.